There is a lot of anger and fear in Iran. I've spoken to many people who were woken up by the sound of explosions in the Iranian capital, Tehran. They're still reeling from what is actually transpiring. People are still in shock that Israel has carried out a number of attacks across the country, but of course the biggest ones being in the capital, Tehran, in densely populated civilian areas. A number of neighborhoods in North Tehran and east and western part of the capital came under attack by Israel. What they said, they were targeting military commanders, whereas the civilian population is caught in the middle. People in Iran haven't seen this kind of attacks since the Iran-Iraq War, which ended in 1988. So there's still a lot of fear that this is going to continue in the days ahead and that the worst is yet to come.
One Voice African Television, broadcasting the power of a united voice.
Iran retaliates, hitting populated centers in Israel after Israel unleashes airstrikes that have left Tehran's military leaders dead and key nuclear facilities crippled.
Yeah, let's get right to Sandra Mitchell. She's in our newsroom tonight. She's been tracking all of this. Sandra?
Rick, right now that situation really escalating. More explosions in Tehran and Tel Aviv, where right now it's just after 4 o'clock in the morning. And we have this ominous warning from a senior Iranian official. He was saying that it will target any country that defends Israel, and that could, of course, include the United States. Air raid sirens blast as people in Israel are warned to take cover in bomb shelters. The Israeli military confirming tonight a new wave of missiles were launched from Iran. A few miles from Tel Aviv, rescuers rushed to pull people out of a house that was hit by an Iranian missile.
The Iranian regime has clearly stated its goal to destroy Israel. We will not sit and wait for its intentions to become actions. This is not just a threat to Israel. A nuclear-armed Iran would pose a grave danger to regional and global stability.
Late today, projectiles intercepted in the sky, but the sound of explosions rocked Jerusalem and plumes of smoke blanketed Tel Aviv. The Iran state news agency reporting that Iran fired hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israel, retaliation for Israel's Friday attack. Israel first launched strikes targeting Iran's nuclear program and military sites, and several top Iranian military officials were killed.
In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them.
The attacks do raise the prospect of war between the two countries, Iranian military calling their attacks Operation Severe Punishment, insisting the Iranian military will not back down.
God willing, we will act powerfully. We will not show any leniency. Their lives will become bitter, no doubt.
President Trump gathering his national security team behind closed doors today. The president did not speak to the media, but on Truth Social, he did say that he was urging Iran to make a nuclear deal before, as he said, there is nothing left. Live in the newsroom, I'm Sandra Mitchell. Cher, back to you.
All right, Sandy, thank you.
Today, Hamas said it is ready to accept a U.S.-backed ceasefire deal that would include release of more hostages. For Israelis, the nearly 2 years of fighting in Gaza and the tensions over Iran's nuclear program has many people fearful about what's to come. CBS's Deborah Patta reports from Tel Aviv on the growing anxiety.
For 12 days, Israel's war with Iran brought a level of destruction and death to their cities that for most Israelis was quite unprecedented. Although vastly different in scale, some of the devastation looked jarringly like a scene from Gaza. Much of the city had almost shut down.
This is Tel Aviv's main open-air fruit and vegetable market, and normally it would be really busy, but as you can see, it's pretty empty today.
But as soon as the wartime restrictions were lifted, all that changed. Israelis say they are used to war after fighting in Gaza for nearly 2 years. But Tel Aviv is 50 miles from there, and many only see a sanitized version. Iran brought war to their doorstep.
The Iran missiles really destroyed our life routine. To go to the shelter in the middle of the night and then wake up very dizzy, you're all the time in tension.
For a lot of young Israelis, their only comparison is COVID lockdown. Only this time, they were hiding in bomb shelters.
It's felt like the start of the COVID virus. It's like you have to be at home, you can't leave, and we understood that it's a bigger threat than before. It's not like in Gaza or Lebanon.
Polls show 2/3 of Israelis believe Prime Minister Netanyahu attacked Iran for objective security reasons. But that same majority says he is prolonging the war in Gaza for personal interests. Political analyst Dalia Shaindlin says Netanyahu is driven by 3 ideologies.
One is limiting Iran's potential to threaten Israel, preventing a Palestinian state. And I think the third ideology, which is vying for first place with all the others, is staying in power.
Netanyahu's failure to bring the hostages home is a wound that cuts deep, dividing the nation. Gal Tao and Yoav Derdikman say calling for an end to the war has become politically contentious.
The hate between the two sides became bigger and bigger.
I felt less proud of being in Israel. In the beginning, I felt very, very close to each other, and after a few months later, I felt less and less apart, or less and less proud.
And tonight, protesters were back on the streets demanding a Gaza ceasefire deal. Deborah Patta, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
One Voice African Television, broadcasting the power of a united voice.